Why World Cup formats are so complicated. Everyone is arguing about the new World Cup format. More teams, more games, more countries getting a chance. And now, a strange question keeps appearing on timelines, in comment sections, and in group chats. How can a team finish third in its group and still move on? It feels simple at first. Win your games, finish near the top, go forward. But the World Cup has never been just a tournament. It is a giant sorting machine, built to turn dozens of countries, billions of fans, television schedules, travel distances, competitive balance, and pure luck into one final winner. So the real question is not just why the format changed. The real question is why World Cup formats are always more complicated than they look. To understand that, imagine a simple version of the tournament. You invite 8 teams, you put them in a bracket, lose once and you go home. That is clean. That is dramatic. But it has a problem. One bad bounce, one red card, one injured goalkeeper, or one unlucky draw can erase a great team before the tournament has even had time to breathe. So organizers add a group stage. A group stage is a small league inside the tournament. Each team plays several matches, earns points, and gets a little more time to prove itself. Usually 3 points means a win. 1 point means a draw. 0 points means a loss. This makes the tournament feel fairer because one mistake does not instantly end everything. But it also creates a new problem. If you make the group stage too small, luck still dominates. If you make it too big, the tournament becomes too long, too expensive, and too exhausting. That is the first hidden trade-off. Every World Cup format is trying to balance fairness against drama. Fairness wants more matches. Drama wants elimination. Television wants certainty. Fans want surprise. Players need rest. Host cities need schedules that actually work. Can one format satisfy all of that? Not perfectly. That is why the World Cup has changed shape again and again. In 1930, the first Men's World Cup had only 13 teams. Some groups had more teams than others, and the tournament was still figuring out what it wanted to be. By 1982, the tournament had grown to 24 teams, and one infamous match changed how people thought about fairness. It happened in Gijón, Spain. West Germany played Austria in the final group match. Because Algeria had already finished its games, both European teams knew that a narrow West German win would send them both through and eliminate Algeria. West Germany scored early. Then the match slowed into something many fans saw as a quiet agreement. After that scandal, later World Cups moved towards simultaneous final group matches, so teams in the same group would finish at the same time. That one rule tells you something important. Formats are not just math. They are defenses against incentives. An incentive is a reason to behave a certain way. If the rules accidentally reward caution, teams may become cautious. If the rules reward attacking, teams may attack. If the rules create a weird situation where 2 teams both benefit from a quiet result, the tournament has a design problem. So the format is always trying to shape behavior before the match even begins. Then came the 32-team era. From 1998 through 2022, the World Cup used a format many fans came to see as normal. 8 groups of 4 teams, with the top 2 from each group reaching the round of 16. It was elegant. 4 teams per group, 3 matches each. 2 teams advance, then a clean knockout bracket. This format was easy to understand, easy to draw, and easy to turn into drama. Every group had 6 matches, and by the 3rd match day, almost everyone understood the stakes. But even this simple version had hidden complications. Some groups were harder than others. A team could finish second in a brutal group and face a tournament favorite immediately. Another team could win an easier group and receive a smoother path. The draw, which places teams into groups before the tournament, became almost as important as the matches themselves. Why? Because tournaments do not just measure quality, they also organize chance. The 2026 World Cup pushes that problem into a new shape. For the first time, the Men's World Cup has 48 teams. They are divided into 12 groups of 4. The top 2 teams in each group advance automatically, and the 8 best third-place teams join them in the round of 32. That means 32 teams survive the group stage, 16 teams go home, and suddenly third place is no longer always failure. This is where people get confused. How can third place be good enough? The answer is that the tournament needs a bracket number. Knockout rounds work best with powers of 2. 32, 16, 8, 4, 2, 1. Each round cuts the field in half. That creates a clean bracket with no empty spaces, 24 automatic qualifiers from first and second place, 8 more from third place. Together, they make 32. It is not as clean as the old system. but it solves a bracket problem. Now the tournament has a new kind of suspense. You are not only watching your group, you are watching other groups. A third-place team may finish with 4 points and feel safe. Another may finish with 3 points and wait nervously while the rest of the tournament catches up. Goal difference, goals scored, fair play points, and rankings can suddenly matter. Goal difference sounds technical, but it is simple. It means goals scored minus goals conceded. Win 3-0, and your goal difference is +3. Lose 2-0, and it drops by 2. This rule rewards teams not only for winning, but for how strongly they perform across the group. And that changes behavior. A team that is already leading may keep attacking because one extra goal could decide whether it advances later. A team that is losing may still fight to keep the score close because a smaller loss may matter. Even a late consolation goal can become meaningful. That is the strange beauty of tournament design. A goal in one city can change the fate of a team in another. But the same system also creates complaints. Some teams will know exactly what they need because they play later. Others will finish earlier and wait. Some groups may be stronger. Some paths through the bracket may be harder, and when third-place teams advance, a fan can look at the table and say, wait, how is that team still alive? That confusion is not a bug in your brain. It is the result of expanding a tournament while trying to preserve both fairness and spectacle. FIFA, the organization that runs the World Cup, is not only designing a sports contest. It is designing a global event for broadcasters, sponsors, host cities, national teams, and fans across time zones. More teams means more countries feel represented. More countries means more local audiences care. More matches means more tickets, more broadcasts, more highlights, and more chances for a smaller football nation to create a memory that lasts for generations. But expansion always comes with a cost. The tournament becomes harder to follow. The group stage becomes less ruthless. The bracket becomes more complex, and the meaning of a result changes depending on what happens somewhere else. This is why every format is really a philosophy. A small knockout tournament says pressure is the test. A long league says consistency is the test. A World Cup says you get a little league, then sudden death inside a global television clock under rules designed to reduce unfair incentives but never remove luck entirely. That is why fans argue. They are not only arguing about teams, they are arguing about what a champion should have to survive. Should a champion survive chaos? Should it prove consistency? Should smaller countries get more chances? Should the best teams be protected from early randomness, or should the tournament punish anyone who slips? There is no perfect answer. A perfect tournament would be fair, exciting, short, global, easy to understand, commercially powerful, physically safe, and impossible to game. No real tournament can be all of those at once. So every World Cup format is a compromise you can draw as a bracket. That is the hidden reason it keeps changing. The World Cup is not just trying to find the best team. It is trying to create the most watchable path toward believing the winner earned it. And that path has to work for elite teams, debut nations, exhausted players, host cities, broadcasters, casual fans, and people who only open the standings when their country still has a chance. So the next time you see a third-place team celebrating, a fan arguing about fairness, or a bracket that looks like it needs its own instruction manual, you are not just looking at confusion. You are looking at the old problem hiding underneath every World Cup. How do you turn the whole world into one winner without losing the drama that makes the world watch? Want to watch more Doodle Explainer like this on the most discussed topics? Subscribe to the Doodle Why.